Hi everybody, Dugraz here with Dugraz Reports. Welcome to another episode of Frugal Points. This is the series here on my channel where I talk about the philosophical side of points, miles, and cash back rather than specific offers or strategies. Today I will be calling this episode No More Small Fish, or alternatively I might call it something along the lines of the time value of money in the credit card points and miles game. Before I go any further, I will mention that on this particular YouTube channel we talk about finding epic value for the average American, including, but not limited to, credit card rewards. If you get any value whatsoever from this video, sometime before you click away, please consider subscribing to the channel and please click the thumbs up button. So, here's what's been on my mind. When I have done credit card signups in the past, and same thing with bank account bonuses, I have had a tendency just to look at the value as a percentage or what I can get out of it compared to the spending required or the action required if it's a bank account bonus. Let me give you an example. So let's just say one of the Chase Freedom cards, the Freedom Flex or the Chase Freedom Unlimited. $500 of spending required, and you get 20,000 ultimate reward points. Now, I'm not sure if that's the current offer, but it was the last several times I did one for my wife or I. And that's a pretty good ratio, even if you think of that as cash back. That's 2 over 5, which I'm pretty sure is 40% return on spend. Another example is I opened the PenFed Credit Union card for my dad. He's sort of like player 3 or 4 in my setup because of wanting to get the gas bonus. That has, I think, the equivalent of like 4.8% back on gas. It's a little complicated. Sign-up bonus is pretty unimpressive. Now, in hindsight, I'm not sure if that was really worth going for, because he also has the Propel card from Wells Fargo, which I realize is probably going to change over to the autograph card at some point, but it hasn't yet. So 3% back on gas versus 4.8%. Yeah, as a percentage, that's a big upgrade, but at the current pace, we're only using that card here and there, like when a relative comes to town, because my parents don't drive, and they need to reimburse us for gas. It makes a handy way to do that. But on the aggregate, what are we gaining with that extra 1.8%? Like $10 a year maximum? So the point I'm trying to make is there is a point where you can put in effort to improve your situation, but the effort's not really worth it. Now, I have found when considering things in life, it's always a really good idea to look at the extremes of when something is worth doing or how something might turn out. Even though it might be kind of absurd, sometimes illustrating something through absurdity helps. So let's look at 2 very extreme, probably absurd examples of who might consider the time value of money. So, on the low end of things, I have a Care Pass from CVS Pharmacy. This is a deal that gives me $10 of CVS credit every month, which if you use it all would be $120, and I believe I pay $50 a year for that benefit. It gives you some other benefits too, like online coupons, those sorts of things. I did one video in the past, and I'll probably put a link up in the corner if you want to see it, about value hacking at CVS, but the thing was, that was one of my least popular videos. Very few people watched it. You can get good value at CVS Pharmacy, but what I've kind of come to realize is that it takes a lot of effort to get that good value. You have to watch for deals, add coupons to your phone, make sure you do it at certain times of the month. They kind of get you hooked with these care bucks that are like worth $2. Not this time, but next time you come. So you really have to be kind of all in to get the maximum value out of it. So I've decided that when my next Care Pass expires, I'm not sure when that is, but sometime in the next year, I'm just going to let it expire. I'm not going to renew it. So for me, that was not a good use of my time for the reward I was getting. Maybe $5 to $15 in value per month. But let's just say, hypothetically, you had a retired person who has no intent of going back to work. They have no way of making money. Maybe they have a pension, Social Security, live off their investments, something like that. They're not an active trader. So their income is kind of set no matter how much they put in. That person might say, yes, I'm going to get the CVS Care Pass. I'm willing to put in the time. I'm willing to drive there twice a month. I'm willing to spend an hour a couple times per month, because frankly, that person is just exchanging their time for money. It might be at a really bad rate, like $5 for an hour of value, but since that person is probably of the mindset, what else am I going to do with my time? I might as well use an hour of my time to save $5. So for that person, going after small fish like CVS deals or a credit card with a really terrible sign-up offer might be worth doing. Bear with me, I am going somewhere with this that might be useful. Example number 2, on the other end of the ludicrous extreme, would be the very, very wealthy person. Say, Bill Gates or Elon Musk or someone like that. If I was that rich, honestly, I'm probably not putting a lot of time into points and miles. I can make one decision or give input on one thing or tell my broker to buy one stock and make millions of dollars for an hour's worth of effort. So even if you're getting, like, say 100,000 ultimate reward points or something like that, you know, for Bill Gates, that's almost nothing. That's kind of not worth doing. So for that person, the extremely rich person, there is really no amount of credit card rewards functionally offered that are going to be worth putting any time into. So most of us, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, fall somewhere in between those two. Somewhere between I'm turning in an hour of my time to earn $5 twice a month, and it's never worth it for me because I'm so flippin' rich, is a happy medium of how much time and effort to put into credit card sign-up bonuses, spending, maxing out value, those kind of things. So that's where my provisional title of this video comes in: No More Small Fish. So for me, I used to be really concerned about the percentage of cash back or rewards that I'm getting. The difference between getting 2% back and 3% back was really important to me. In fact, when I first got into the game early in 2019, I put together a list of what I thought would be my ideal credit card rotation, and it was like 5 cards that would average me like slightly over 3% on almost everything. It doesn't get much overall value. Hey, if you want me to review my original setup and kind of make fun of it, put a comment down below. Let me know if that's something that would interest you. I've shifted away from that. So I'm not going to do my CVS thing anymore. I'm not going to do small sign-up bonuses unless for some other reason it fits into my strategy. So again, let's look at some ludicrous examples, but ones that are a little more realistic. So I frequently get flyers in the mail from FNBO, First National Bank of Omaha, telling me, you know, hey, here's a card that offers 1.5 for 2% cash back at everything, and it has a $150 or $200 sign-up bonus. To me, that's a small fish. That's not even worth doing. They don't have an ecosystem. They don't have transfer partners. It's just cash back. The cash back isn't special. I can get 1.5 or 2% on everything somewhere else, and $200 doesn't really move the needle. Got an emergency vehicle coming up behind me here. Another example is the aforementioned PenFed Credit Union. Frequently I'm getting flyers in the mail for them. I think they have a 1.5% everywhere card and like a $150 sign-up bonus. Again, there's no ecosystem. It just doesn't move the needle for me at all. So on the low end, I would call that a small fish. I've been avoiding that. On the high end, back when Capital One's Venture X had the 100,000 point sign-up bonus. Took a lot of spend. I don't even remember what it was. Was it $10,000? But whatever it was, I did it. 100,000 Capital One miles was totally worth it for me. And I ended up using a lot of that to pretty good value, and I still do. The Chase Ink cards are another example. Anywhere between 70 and 90,000 ultimate reward points for, signing up for a pretty decent business card. I'm not saying I'm going to churn it all the time, but if I open one of those every 18 months, every 24 months, that's worth doing, because that's a big fish. That's pretty good. I'm willing to put in more effort. So as I go, I find myself willing to do higher effort sign-up bonuses to get bigger rewards. And let's just use another high-end, this one's a little more ludicrous example. Let's say Chase came out with a card, maybe a business card, where the sign-up bonus was 200,000 ultimate reward points. And to get it, you have to do $10,000 of spend in the first 6 months, and you also have to open a Chase bank account and make at least 3 direct deposits and use your debit card 5 times, and you get 200,000 ultimate reward points. Would that be worth doing? Shoot, yeah, I bet it would be for a lot of people, myself included. Bigger fish are better to me, and I know some people will calculate like the return on spend, but to me the return on spend doesn't really matter unless it's a pretty high amount. Let's say there was a card that got $4 as a sign-up bonus after spending $10. Well, that's a 40% return on spend. As a percentage, it's great, but $4 cash back is not worth the time to open the card. It's not worth the hard pull. It's not worth even bothering to go out and spend the $10, so I wouldn't do that. Bank account bonuses are another one. I've done some bank account bonuses, but I don't really like the tracking, the effort of making sure it's done. You get 3 months down the road, you still haven't got your sign-up bonus, you have to email them. So I'm keeping those pretty limited, and I'm not sure I quite have a number, but it's more than $200. So a bank account sign-up bonus has to be at least $200 for me to pursue it. I might make an exception if it's like insanely easy to do. If it was like $50 just for opening the account and you don't even have to do anything, I might do that. But there's always this balance of effort to reward, and right now I'm only interested in going for the big fish. So everybody think for yourself, where do you fall on that scale? How much time do you have to spare? How much is your time worth? And how much of a sign-up bonus do you have to get, either on a credit card or bank account bonus, to make it worth going for? For me, from now on, I'm only going after the big fish. Big fish either in terms of sign-up bonus, the way it benefits my overall strategy, or a combination of both. Tell me in the comment section where your dividing line is, how big a fish has to be for you to go for it. I would love to hear your comments, and I will try my best to respond to each one individually. Remember to click the thumbs up button and subscribe. And as always, may your spending be frugal, and may your points be plenteous.